You become what you do consistently. And by that, I mean that for every single habit that you do on a daily basis, it has a direct influence on you. So that means your persona, your appearance, your mental strength, how much money that you can earn, your friendships, your relationships. It's all influenced by the habits that you make on a daily basis. And as the title of this video suggests, those influences can either be positive or negative, which means they will literally determine whether your life is successful or unsuccessful. So with that in mind, let me give you the 3 ways in which your habits can either make you or break you. So number 1, this is all about your mental strength. So just as you become what you do, you also become what you think. And you may or may not know this already, but humans are literally attracted to negativity, right? And this is called the negativity bias. And this is literally the reason for why we always tend to remember the bad moments in life over the good moments. It's the reason for why so many people are just so invested in things like the news and gossip, like their bloody life depends on it. And if you choose not to do anything about this default setting, if you like, you'll pretty much forever be in this kind of habit of thinking negatively, meaning you'll do things like constantly doubt yourself and wish you had 6-pack abs and wish you had, £1 million in your bank account. Whereas if you're actually kind of active in changing this habit or this default setting into one that's positive, that's where you're going to start to have a life that's thriving with, fulfillment and success like never before. If you truly believe that you're going to do this and that you're going to do this, your chances of actually achieving that thing increases tenfold. That's the power of doing this, my friend. And if you think this is bullshit, right? Because I know that some of you are going to be watching that right now and thinking that's absolute bullshit. You just have to think about all of the different people in the world, all of the pioneers, the successful pioneers that have perfected their craft. Think of Cristiano Ronaldo, Kanye West, Conor McGregor, right? Do you think these guys doubt themselves? Do you actually think that? Fuck no. Of course they don't. They think they can achieve whatever the hell they want. Actually, they know it, right? They know this. And this is the reason for why they've been able to become so successful and be the person that they are today. So with that first point in mind, I'm sure we can both probably agree that getting on top of your mindset habits and, just your habits in general is probably more important than you originally thought. And I actually only very recently realized this myself. Like, I knew it before, but now I feel like I know it, if that makes sense. And this mainly changed as soon as I started habit maxing, which is basically the building, the retaining, and the optimizing of habits. This process made me realize how habits are well and truly the core fundamental of self-improvement. They are literally so powerful, it is a joke, mate. And one of the main steps of this habit maxing process is using a self-accountability tool. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about what that is right now because I kind of just want to get on with the second point of this video. But just to make things really easy, you can actually get a self-accountability tool for free from my description because I've made it for you. And that's also going to come with a tutorial on how you can use it effectively. Thank me later, pal. Anyway, number 2, optimizing your nutrition. So you've probably heard of the saying, you are what you eat, which kind of seems to be forbidden to say in these modern times, which is, I don't really understand why that's the case, but it's something that you probably heard a lot when you were younger and you don't really hear it that much anymore. But basically, I think this is one of the most true statements and one real vital truth that people need to be hearing a lot more because I think it's absolutely real. If you have a habit of snacking on, chocolates and biscuits and eating ready-made meals, like how do you think that's going to impact you when they're full of artificial shit, chemicals, numbers, processed garbage, mate? Making a habit of eating shit like this is undoubtedly going to destroy your body. Like, I can promise you that. Whereas if you have a habit of eating real food, fruit, veg, nuts, meat, dairy products, this is going to fuel your body with the nutrients and the vitamins that you literally need to become an animal. I remember driving back home after my last boxing fight and literally binge eating so much bullshit because of the fact that I'd been eating clean for so many weeks during my training camp. And, I'd felt like I deserved this. I'd earned to eat this bullshit, right? That's what I felt like. And don't get me wrong, like I absolutely had earned it. I don't believe that life has to be hustle, hustle, hustle. I think you've got to find a balance. I think that's what it's all about. Actually, I believe it's 90% discipline and then 10% of enjoyment. But besides that, the way my body felt after eating all of that shit that I ate was horrendous. It was absolutely terrible. Like my stomach was killing me. Like I think I literally had the shits. I know that's fucking vulgar for me to say, but I actually did. And I was dehydrated, my fucking head was killing me. Maybe that also has a little bit to do with the fact that I'd been punched in the face repeatedly. But I'm telling you now, the food that I ate absolutely did not help. It did not aid my recovery in any way. And because of the fact I've been eating clean for so long, my body just did not want to process the bullshit that I was eating, the junk full of absolute just destroying body elements, whatever the hell. I can't even describe how bad it is. All of this junk that's available, all the convenience food that are available right now in supermarkets, it's absolutely terrible for you. And the funny thing is that once I got into this cycle of eating junk food, I couldn't stop. Like I'd done it on the first day, then it was day 2, day 3. All of a sudden, I was in this cycle of constantly having urges to eat sugary foods or, really high processed foods. It's crazy. Like it actually changed some kind of brain chemistry in my head. It's mental. And once you get into this habit, it can absolutely destroy you. And that's how you can end up with a body that you might not be necessarily proud of. And of course, that affects your mindset as well. Now, number 3, the warrior habits. Now, what exactly do I mean by this? Well, basically, the warrior habits are the habits that affect and impact men's lives the best, right? And I'm talking about a positive impact, of course. So something like, a cold shower, for example, isn't considered a warrior habit. It's not going to completely turn your life around and turn you into this mean machine that, used to be shy and introverted and weak into this absolute, relentless, unstoppable god, right? That's not going to happen. And don't get me wrong, cold showers are, fucking great. Like they have so many benefits and they absolutely have their place, but they're not going to, revolutionize your life and solely make you a shit ton of money and bulletproof your mindset, to give bloody David Goggins a run for his money, That's not going to happen. And it pisses me off, right, that so many self-improvement gurus are just claiming that things like this and shallow habits like this are just the be-all and end-all. There's so many fucking assholes just trying to get views, and it's just not on, in my opinion, right? If you constantly just focus on these shallow habits, then you're actually not going to get anywhere. It's probably almost counterproductive, to be honest. And it's actually a form of procrastination because they make you feel like you're being productive, but they don't actually change your life situation that much. Whereas the warrior habits do change your situation. They actually move the needle. The warrior habits are things like deep work, getting quality sleep, doing positive affirmations, exercise, they're the kind of habits that have the highest return on investment for men to focus on. And if you want more support with that, and just habit maxing in general, by the way, you can fill out an application form from the description below so that, I can learn a little bit more about you and your goals and your desires and the problems that, you're facing right now. And then from there, we can work together to transform you into somebody who is relentless and completely fulfilled with life purely because of the habits that you now have and use and do on autopilot. I'll literally share the exact habit maxing process that I use personally that helped me go from somebody who was shy and introverted and lazy and unmotivated into somebody who literally had the confidence to start my own YouTube channel and, was profitable and actually get into the ring and fight another man. I will help you adopt that mindset. But make sure you hurry though, because, this offer is not going to last forever. Believe you can, and you're more than halfway there.